everybody, and welcome back to Memoirs and Some, the podcast. It's your girl, Myia Dominique, and I'm here alone again today. But that's okay. So, I got a lot of questions after I had my surgery about why I got the surgery. Now, from a medical perspective, I had some things that I wanted to get done because of that, if that makes sense. Meaning, I had some back problems, indents on my shoulders, just medical things. And then, personally, when you're a mom and you just look at your body, you be like, oh, I want to change this, or I want to do this, I want to do that. So, yes, your girl got a breast reduction and a lift. Started halfway with the Mommy Makeover. Now, the breast reduction and lift, like I said, had two parts. Because, yes, it was a part of the Mommy Makeover piece, but my back was hurting like a motherfucker. Like, my back was killing me. Because I'm so small, meaning height-wise, body type. Like, I'm short, and I'm not no big person. So, having these big breasts hold you down, ooh, child. It was rough, but your girl look good now. I ain't gonna lie, I'm very happy. So I did do like a small vlog on it. It's on TikTok, but I didn't really go into detail. I think I might post it on Instagram. I didn't already, but I might. So if you haven't seen the vlog, you definitely can go see it. The Myia Dominique on Instagram and on TikTok. However, I went into this whole experience very open. This surgery I've been working towards for a little over a year. Nobody knew I was going to do it, but like my close circle, because I didn't want people to try to tell me, oh, don't do that to your body. People have a lot of opinions, and I wanted to make this definitive decision for me, for my body, for Myia, without any of that. So, yes, I did go get a breast reduction and a lift. I was a 36 triple D. A lot of people don't believe me when I say that. A lot of people is like, Myia, you lying. Like, it couldn't be that big. No, they were definitely that big. They were giving very much juggers. Yes. However, I am down now to a 34B. And I love it here. I still am swollen. I went to have my procedure January 9th. And like I said, a little over a year. Well, let me not even say a little bit over a year. As I think about it, the process started a little bit over a year, but when I actually had to start doing the work to actually get the breast reduction done, it didn't take me a year. It took me a couple of months. So when you are a certain weight and a certain height, that's called your BMI. When your BMI is too high, most surgeons won't do it because they feel like it's too high. You're not going to have the best results of the procedure. So the doctor that I had was amazing. He definitely let me know, like, I'm not doing it unless I can do it to the best of my ability. And I can appreciate that. So when the process originally started, I did go to my doctor and I told her, like, I felt like my chest were too big for my body type. And I felt uncomfortable. There are certain shirts and certain fashions. Y'all know I love clothes. Y'all know I love to dress, that I want to wear, and I can't wear it because I have this big ass bra on, or because, my chest are sitting a certain way and I don't like it. I'm not the type of person that I'm going to wear something and it looks inappropriate. If that shit don't look right, I'm not walking out the door in it. I'm just not going to do it. So there were a lot of things that I didn't get to do, or I wanted to do, but my chest was so big. Even, exercising, even when I'm dancing, doing TikToks, my chest was so big. It didn't stop nothing, but they were so big, I always had to make sure I had a really good supportive bra. And if you are a big chest woman, you do understand and appreciate that when you find a good bra, you rack up on those good bras because it's hard to find good bras. And then from a more intimate standpoint, I don't want to wear them ugly ass bras. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I want the cute stuff. Where's the lace? Where's the color? You know, I was limited to black, white, and nude. We just gonna keep it funky. Because those were the bras that they always come in different shapes, sizes, cuts, and everything. You're gonna always find those 3 colors. So I did start the process. I told my doctor. She wrote me a recommendation. I didn't have to do any therapy. I didn't have to go through any type of anything else besides her giving that recommendation. She gave the recommendation. I went in to have my first appointment with the surgeon, and he just told me, like, Maya, you know, you're too big. You're overweight for what the BMI says for this surgery. And so I was like, okay. I'm not gonna lie, my feelings was a little hurt. I kind of left like, damn, he just low-key called me fat. And if we just being honest and transparent, one thing about confidence is you can have it one day and you cannot have it that next day because something can happen or somebody can say something or life can just happen to you and you feel like, damn, well, I don't look like how I used to look, or I don't feel how I used to feel. So yeah, it was a little bit hard. It was a hard pill to swallow. But reality was, I was bigger when this happened than I had ever been in my life. I've always been like 7, 8, even 9, 10 size. Like never past that. So yes, I was in like a 13. I was thick. I was chunky. I was eating the mashed potatoes. They was loaded. I had the sour cream, the cheese. You know, I was eating steaks all the time. Going out, yeah, it just, you go through that phase in your life where you like, shit, to hell with it. And I just felt like, hell, if I just got big, I'll lose it. And I did. I lost it. I actually lost over 50 pounds. I started this process with me being 183 pounds. And I am down to 147. So it's a matter of a process. It's a matter, and I didn't do anything really like different besides eating different, being more active. Doing those TikToks actually helped, like dancing, moving, because you know I would do them 2 or 3 times, sometimes the dances until I got it right, or learning the dance or doing it with the video, you know, until I got it right. So those, me just moving around so much, that kind of helped with the weight loss journey, and then more so keeping me active and keeping my energy up. Cooking differently. You know, I've always been a person, I did always cook with regular oil, but now I'm with olive oil. So because I'm using the olive oil, and that's just one example, you have to work with what works for you. You know, some people don't like olive oil. Some people like coconut oil. Well, yeah, it's still healthier than canola or corn. So it's all about how you doing it. So getting back, I did go to the doctor. He told me I had to lose weight. That was in May of 2021. So I was like, okay. I said, I'm gonna lose this weight. I'm going to get it down. I'm going to lose this weight and I'm going to be good. So November came. I stepped on the scale for the first time, and your girl was little. I mean, although I had saw the difference when I, you know, would look at myself in the mirror, I still wasn't satisfied because I was like, you know, I still want to get it down. I wanted to get my weight down so bad where he couldn't turn me around. Like, it was so low where there was no excuse for you not to do the surgery. Even if you didn't schedule me for surgery for another 2 weeks, and I gained 10 pounds, you still couldn't tell me no and deny me of that surgery. So that was my mindset. So in November, when I saw myself, I said, ooh, I can call them and, you know, tell them, you know, I got the weight down. I've managed the weight for months now at this point, and I'm ready. So I went in at the end of November, and he was like, Maya, oh my God, what did you do? And I just told him I honestly have just been eating different, you know, doing things different, being a little bit more active. And then I went back to work in person. So when you work at home, anybody know that when you work at home or when you just work for yourself, you get a little lazy. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little lazy because everything is in my home. So for me, it was like, shit, yeah, you want this mommy makeover, but girl, all you gotta do is go to the office and go get on the laptop, send a few emails, and da da da. You can go on about your business. Now you would think with all the shopping and the in and out of stores that I go to that I wouldn't have had that problem. I was shopping, but I was going to Starbucks. I was also shopping and I was going to Chick-fil-A. I was shopping and I was going to eat at Longhorn after alone there shopping or alone there running errands or, you know, so it was hard for me to like get to a place of like, okay, accepting this, you got to get this weight down and you got to stick to it. So I got it, I stuck to it and got my weight down, and so he scheduled me for December 19th. Now, I'm going to let y'all in a little secret. Me being a nurse, hospitals, insurances, they're all businesses. And this is no shade. This is no shot at any specific company. If they don't have a secured payment, they're not scheduling you for that surgery unless it's an emergency surgery where you come through the emergency room. This was cosmetic. It was all voluntary. They weren't having it. So December 19th, I was supposed to have surgery. I had scheduled myself to be off of work. And then my kids were out of school, so I was kind of in a place of like, okay, you know, I'm going to have a lot of help. You know, my mom and my sister, of course, they're going to come, my cousin. But that was not my focus. My focus was ensuring that, you know, I had assistance and I would be available to my kids. So that didn't work like that. They say you want to hear God laugh, tell them what you got planned. It didn't work like that, y'all. I didn't go in on the 19th. I was very much at work on the 19th. But it was okay because I felt like, okay, it wasn't meant for me to have it at that time. Maybe God got something going on for me as to why. Or, you know, I just couldn't get mad about it. So when I called, they ended up telling me it was rescheduled because my insurance company had not given them the okay that it would be covered. So that was the first problem. I didn't know if the insurance was my insurance was supposed to cover it. I knew they were going to cover it, but the hospital didn't. So they did end up getting back to the hospital and saying, you know, yes, we are going to cover it. There was no questions asked. So I was scheduled for January 9th. And when I was scheduled for the 9th, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was nervous. But I wasn't nervous to the point where it was going to turn me around. I said I was going to go into this and I was going to do this. So I have two major fears with surgery. Waking up during the procedure and not waking up at all. So I know that sounds crazy because a lot of people are like, you know, you're going to be fine, you're going to be fine. But there's a thought that comes over you when you go into someone else's care and you have no control. Surgery is one of those things you have no control. Once you go to sleep, you don't know what the fuck they do to you. You know what they're supposed to do to you, but you don't know what they do to you. So I will upload in this video at some point. I'll just upload it where you all can see my chest. I will show a picture of my chest from when I first got surgery. I have no shame in it. I love my results. I'll say that I love my results. So when I went in that morning, I told my mom, you know, like, you know, make sure you keep up with my phones, keep everybody updated, but don't worry, I'm sleepy already. So I had to be there at 5 a.m. And surgery was at 8. But there was like 4 of us who had to go to pre-op. So I didn't get to surgery maybe till about 8:30. So I did have to go in. They, of course, took my weight and everything, did my vitals. And then I did speak to the anesthesiologist. She was great. And when I say that it makes a difference in your experience when your team is good. Everybody is in communication. Everybody was so nice to me. They came in, my doctor, as soon as he walked in the door, he came in and checked on me. Literally. He came in and checked on me and said, hey, how you doing? I said, look, I just want to wake up and I don't want to wake up while you're doing surgery. He said, Myia, you're going to be fine. So I took it upon myself that night before to go to bed a little later. Now, anybody that knows me knows I pretty much go to bed around the same time. I'm an early bird unless I got something to do or can't sleep. I'm usually like 8:30, 9:30 type of gal. Now, that day, that Sunday, I didn't go to bed till like 11:30 because I wanted to be so tired. I knew I had to get up early. So if I went to bed late and got up early, I just needed to be competent enough to understand what was going on for the procedure, and then I could kind of sleep. That's what I did. So when I got to surgery and I got in, everybody came and talked to me. The nurse came and talked to me. The anesthesiologist came and talked to me. She explained everything. It got to be about 8 o'clock, and I was tired. I had been so exhausted just from talking to everybody and getting all the information and signing stuff. I was ready to lay down anyway. So that worked out in my favor. So y'all, when I got to OR, I laid on the bed. They put the foam pillow behind my head and told me, you know, that I was going to be okay. I looked up. I had the IV in my arm, and I felt the anesthesiologist push one of the medications through. I want to say it was general anesthesia. And before you know it, I was kind of like in and out anyway. And then I remember her saying that another medicine they were putting in there, and I was getting an antibiotic that they were putting in there just to clear any infection, even if it wasn't any, they just preventatively. It was called Oreo. Whatever she was, they call it Oreo. And that's the last thing I heard, and I was out. I don't even know how long. My mom, my sister, a couple of my friends, everybody just was telling me like it was a longer period than what, you know, everybody was worried. Like it was longer than what anticipated because they told me 3 hours. And then when you think about it with recovery, that's another hour as long as you don't have any setbacks or anything. And so they was like, Myia, that was like 4.5, 5 hours. And so when I woke up, I didn't even know I had went to surgery. When I got up, all I knew is all of this was small. Everything was gone. Like the big chest, it was gone. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, well, I've never experienced this as an adult, having a smaller chest. And I know a lot of women love big chests. Like they want their chest big. I've never desired that. I want my femininity. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I don't want a big chest. That's never been something that's attractive to me. And there's nothing wrong with those who want it. Just sit me up and have me looking a little feminine and I'm good. So when I woke up, I didn't know I had gone into surgery, and I asked the nurse, I said, I had surgery already? She said, yeah, baby, you in recovery. And before you know it, I was really, really nauseous. The nausea took me out. I was fighting the nausea for like 3 days. I would be feeling okay, and before you know it, it would come over like a whirlwind. It was kind of crazy. So I ended up being real, real nauseous, real, real loopy afterwards. And when I got home, I ate a lot of ice. My mom and the boys, they made sure I had Gatorade. They made sure I had crackers, soup, just basic things. And pineapple juice was a big... Excuse me, pineapple juice and yogurt were a big thing. One person told me pineapple juice just for healing. Another person told me yogurt. And they worked. Like everything worked as far as like healthy wise. Like, and I had already been like changing my diet. I do like, you know, my greasy stuff, but fast food, I'm not a fast food person like that. I have to like it. You really not gonna catch me eating no McDonald's. Every now and again you'll catch me eating some Burger King. Every now and again, some Wendy's. But I like it has to be on an occasion basis. I'm not just, that ain't my go-to. And I prefer to cook because I know my food good. I know how I want my food to taste. So that was a big thing because once I got out of surgery, I couldn't really eat those things. And then my kids, I had to like figure out other methods for them to eat because my kids are pretty spoiled like that too. My kids... We come from a home where dinner was pretty much made every night. My mama cooked almost every night. My grandmother cooked almost every night. And when my kids and I were staying with my grandparents while I was in college, they ate good every day, like down south home cooking. So it is an adjustment when, and I know it was about me at that time, but you don't think like that as a mom all the time. Sometimes you be selfish, but sometimes you don't. So, doing good. I got to maybe about day 3. The nausea really kicked my ass. Like, it was really, really bad. And I end up calling them, asking them, can I take these stickers off? This surgical bra is uncomfortable. I had a lot of questions afterwards, but I was up and I was able to kind of know what was going on at that point. So my doctor did tell me, yes, you could take the surgical bra off. You need to order you or get you some bras that are zipped in the front, nothing that can hurt you or nothing with a wire, none of that. So I said, okay. Did that, got on Amazon, my favorite place in the world, and ordered me some bras. Once I got my bras, I said, okay, I'm going to get myself up and I'm going to get in the shower. I didn't want to be one of those people who just laid around. Washed up the first 2 days, but the 4th day, that 4th day, I got my ass up and got in the shower. I couldn't take it no more. I didn't wait on nobody. I was at home by myself. I was off for a week. I didn't wait on nobody. I was like, look, girl, you got to get it together. You not, too bad. Take your time. It's not a rush. And I did it. I got my ass up. I removed the stickers that were like coming off the tape, and I got my dial soap, and I said I'm not going to use nothing else, because even though they told me go ahead, go back to your normal routine, wash as usual, I was nervous. I'm scared of infection. I don't like nasty shit. I don't like boils. I don't like pus. I don't like none of that. So I ain't going to take that risk. I'm going to use what's easy, what I know would be okay. So I took my shower. I felt much better, but when you have surgery, especially major surgeries like this, your body drains. Thank God I did not come home on any drains. None. Neither breast. Just pads that, where there was a little drainage here, a little drainage there. But I did not come home on full-blown drains. So got out the shower, dry myself off. And it's awkward when you are used to your body being a certain way, and then you get in the mirror and you like doing everything. And you like, damn, it's not as much no more. Like, it's not. So, I patted myself dry, got myself together. And then I used my new bra. And although it zips in the front, it's definitely different. I felt so good, y'all. I was so happy. I could see myself in the mirror like, yes. So that was like a big thing for me, looking at myself and being okay with myself. I've never been a person that wasn't confident in myself, but everybody has those things that they look at themselves and are like, I would rather change that, or I would prefer that to be different, or I want that to be in a different place. It happens. That's the natural thing. Everybody does it at some point in time. Now I'm fine. I don't have no complaints now. I don't desire no big ass butt. I do desire a flat stomach. I do desire that. But after more kids, I do want more children. I do want to have me a few more. So after that, then, I would work on just keeping my stomach flat. But even going through this journey, like your body, taking care of your body, what you put in your body, how you operate. I have colitis, and that's chronic. It's never gonna go away. Ulcerative colitis is a digestive pretty much illness that you just kind of have or you just don't have. I don't know that it's hereditary or if someone like has to have it, because I don't think either of my parents have it. So it's just one of those things, and I think it really just comes from how you eat. I was petite for so long. My weight finally caught up with me at 26-ish. Those were my biggest, like, I was huge in those times. That was the biggest. I was almost 200 pounds. I know it don't look like it. I know I don't carry it like that, but because I was so short, I was short and fat rather a person want to believe it or not, I wasn't ginormous, I wasn't huge, but I was bigger than my normal self. And so when I got this reduction and kind of look at myself now, I'm so pleased and happy with how I look. Just the way I carry myself now, I'm so happy about it. I love, and not that I carry myself another way, but just how I carried the weight. You know, how I brought that aura to myself. And when you're not confident in yourself, other people are not going to feel that way about you either. So if you don't walk around feeling like you the baddest, nobody else is going to feel like that anyway. So getting you to feel that way was the biggest thing for me. And as a mom, your body, ooh, child, it goes through changes. It goes through a lot of changes. Having kids will do that to you. Your breasts, they change. And that's why I said, you know, moving forward, when I decide to have more kids, I'm going to do things differently, even though, like, I'll be pregnant. And you do some of those cravings you can't fight. But those ones that's going to be fattening, I'm going to try to fight those. Now, if I just can't, I just can't. But I am. Working out, I definitely still want to walk when I'm pregnant. I still want to be able to do something, even if it's just walk the treadmill, even if it's just arm, whatever, keeping myself in shape. So even after I have this baby, and I've always carried pretty good, thank God. I've always just carried all stomach. But them stretch marks is a motherfucker, baby. Them tiger stripes, they there. Them kids, they, you know, when you are small and that stomach stretches, and my stomach stretched. You couldn't tell I was pregnant from behind both times, but when I turned around, baby, it was all ball. So to be in that place then, I was much younger when I had my kids. I was 16 and 18 or 17 and 19, something like that. One or two, 16 just turned 17, 18 just turned 19, whatever. I was very young. I wasn't 20 yet. I had 2 kids under 2. And so my body had changed. I was still growing. I was still developing. So now as an adult, and to see my body in this place and be confident in this woman, it's a beautiful thing. You know, being a mom and accepting, like, okay, yeah, I'm a mom, but I'm a fine-ass mom. You know, and even my boys, you know, I love my kids, because if I put on some clothes and I'm going somewhere, okay, Mom, where you going? You looking good. You know, they definitely make you feel better. And so to know, you know, like, I feel good about it, and then to hear them say it, and then God forbid, you know, you got a significant other or whatever the case may be, you have a spouse and they tell you look good on the regular, and then you have other people just kind of, oh, wow, you wearing your weight good, you lost that weight good. It feels good. It feels better when you already confident. Because if you didn't have it, you would need those things. You would need those compliments and, you know, words of affirmation to kind of like make you feel better about the situation or about yourself. But when you already have it, it's just so much easier to be like, thank you. You know? So I definitely recommend moms who are considering it, do it. I ain't gonna lie to you, do it. It is scary. Do your research. Make sure that whoever you choose to use is good at what they do. They have no deaths. Their percentage rate. Look at their work. You know, see what they're known for. See if this is their specialty. Are they doing something different? All of that makes a difference. And I was kind of glad that I did have that period of time where I had to lose that weight, because I did a whole bunch of research on my doctor during that time. He came from UIC. You know, I kind of knew everything because I wanted to make sure I was in good hands like Allstate. And I was. So that was one of the biggest things for me, is knowing that I was in a good place. I had a good doctor. And then that gave me more confidence to say, girl, go sit and do it. You know, a lot of people kept saying, wait till after you have more kids. No, because if I'm uncomfortable now, I'm going to be even more uncomfortable getting pregnant, having more children. I'm going to lose this now. And so I can keep myself toned when I have kids. or more kids, I should say. Everybody do stuff different. I chose to do it this way because I felt more comfortable. But everybody has a choice as to how they do it, what they do. And that's okay. But for me, I did it for me. I did it for my confidence. I did it for my own health. You know, I didn't want to be uncomfortable. I was tired of big bras. I was tired of feeling that way. So I did it for me and got it done. And it was worth it. It was worth all of it. I was glad. Whether my insurance paid for it or not, I did have secondary insurance. Not did, do have secondary insurance. So I was prepared either way. And then if that wasn't going to work, I was ready. I was going to pay for it. Because I knew this was something that I had been wanting. And I had worked really, really hard with losing that weight. Like, even though it was coming out so quickly and people kept telling me, like, oh my God, like, you doing so well, it still was the fact of me seeing it. I actually looked in the mirror the other day and I just looked at myself like, wow, girl, you are small. Like, you are little, but you look good. Like, it looks good on you, you know, and I was happy about that. I was happy about it. It was such a great, great, great experience. I loved going through all of it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I would not change it for the world. So I will say, moms, you know, it is a struggle when you're a mom. Your body does have changes. You take changes. And you take a chance when you have a kid. You know, you take that chance when you have kids. It's going to change. You know, it's going to change your body. It's going to change how you look. It will alter your appearance. But it's all about how you want to bounce back. You've got to be confident enough to say, or not even so much confident, you just got to be able to be real with yourself and say, okay, I don't like this about myself. Because there are people who will complain about stuff, but they make jokes about themselves like, oh, I'm fat as hell. But you really are not okay with being fat as hell. Or, I hate these big ass titties. You know, I've heard all type of shit. And it's just like, if you don't like it, change it. And that's just where I was. I didn't like it. I wasn't going to keep complaining about it. I wasn't going to keep whining about it or none of that. I didn't like it. I knew I didn't like it. I told my doctor this was the route I wanted to go. If that didn't work, I had 2 more routes that I was going to go because I was determined that I wanted to feel better. I wanted to look better. I wanted to represent myself better. And not that the big chest was a bad representation, but I didn't like it for me. I didn't like it on me. And so, because my family on both sides, actually, my mother's side and my dad's side, they both are very big chest women over there. So, I kind of knew that I was going to already be scarred with it. I've had family members who have gotten breast reductions before me. So, it was kind of already known that that's what I was going to do, knowing that I had that kind of hereditary trait. But I will say, you know, once you do make your decision, you confident in your decision and it happens, you feel like so relieved, like, whoo, it's done. And like my recovery process right now, I still am taking things a little bit slow. I do still be on TikTok. But I don't do the things that are going to exasperate me. Meaning, if it's going to take too much, if I got to do too much of this or these or that, I'm not going to do it. I do enough to make me feel like, okay, I'm cool. Like, I'm good. So, like I said, I am going to put the picture up so you all can see the results, I guess, so to speak. And then you all definitely comment, like, share. I don't care. You know, this episode was literally about the breast reduction, the Mommy Makeover, why I did it, how I did it. So I gave y'all the real deal, holy spiel, about it. But I love my results. I love the way I feel now. And it was overall great experience. I have no complaints. I would definitely recommend, I would even recommend my doctor. A lot of people were like, you went to Mount Sinai? Yes, I went to Mount Sinai and they took very good fucking care of me. Everybody's experience is different. I've actually had great experiences at Mount Sinai 3 times. Because 3 times now. When I was pregnant with Mario, I was really, really sick. And I would end up having to go there probably the first 3 months of me being pregnant. I think I was there probably a week every month. They would keep me because I would be so nauseous they couldn't stop it. So I would literally just be in the hospital while they try to stop my nausea on IVs. And then my biological father had to have, emergency heart surgery twice at Mount Sinai, and took very good care of him. He's still alive to this day, thank God. And then now my experience with my mother makeover, Mommy Makeover, breast reduction and live. So it was definitely, I have my own experience. I don't do that. I don't knock hospitals because, every hospital has their specialty. Every hospital have their good nurses, they lazy nurses, they bad nurses. Every hospital got their good doctors, they lazy doctors, they bad doctors. That's everywhere. You're going to get some that are a little bit more hospitable, and you may not have as many, but you're going to have some. And you can't let those people dictate or determine how you feel, because their new clinic is amazing. I've never waited longer than 15 minutes. And everything is new. It's clean. They sanitize. So I look at all of those things, and that's how I judge the experience. Not because you told me it's Mount Sinai and girl, they gonna let you down. And girl, Anyway. So I definitely, like I said, I definitely recommend, ladies, moms, do what makes you happy. Love you. If you don't love you, can't nobody else love you. And a part of loving you is physically. Loving who you see in the mirror, loving what you see, loving what you feel is for you. You got to do that. As a mom, you have to do that because those things are important. Those things are very, very important. And just being intimate with somebody. You want to feel confident about what you got going on. And when I say intimate, it don't necessarily have to mean sex. Just as a mother, period, when you dating, those who are not married, you dating or even married, your husband. You want your husband or your spouse, your partner to look at you and you want to feel like not just a mom. Because see, like, you get to a place and you're like, all I do is be a mom. No, I'm a fine as sexy as mom. You want to feel that, or it's desired at some point in time. Any woman that tell you it's not, they lying. It's desired at some point in time. But I gotta go. But this is Memoirs and Sons, the podcast. Again, I'm your girl, Myia Dominique, and we are out for tonight.